right, man. Welcome to the 290 Moe podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could introduce yourself for my viewers and listeners.
Of course. What's up, everybody? My name is Noor, Chicago artist. You can find me at Music by Noor at all platforms. That's Noor. From the city, doing hip hop, R&B, pop, a little bit of everything. You know, just trying to make the world a little brighter out there.
That's always a good thing, man, because the world can always use some brightness, man, especially
100%.
in these days and times. So, recently, you know what I'm saying, I start the interview out one or two ways. You know what I'm saying? I start from the beginning, or if I feel like they got who I'm talking to has an interesting name, I like to know name, background, you know what I'm saying, where it's from. So, I want to start with the name. Let's talk about the name. How did you come into that?
So my actual name is Noorani, but Noor is the more Arabic term for it. Noor means light, divine light. So and that's kind of what the preface of my music is. Want to make sure I can brighten people's day up, inspire others and stuff like that. I feel like my name fits very well with my persona, and just the way I do my music. But yeah, that's kind of where my name comes from. You know, originated from Middle East. You know. That's where it's at. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Dope, man. Dope. I figured it was something. It was something that had something to it. So
some layers to it.
With my nagging question out the way, we can start from the top, man. Let's just talk about where you from, man. Where you grew up, man. And how was your childhood?
Well, you know what? Damn, that's gonna be lengthy.
Get into it, man. That's what we here for, man. That's what that mic for, man.
Yeah. You want me to look this way, by the way, or at the camera?
Man, it's up to you, man. However you feel comfortable. You can talk to the people. You can talk to me.
I can talk to y'all. Subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. Subscribe to the channel right now.
For real, subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I got you.
Ding.
But well, you know, I'm from the north side of Chicago, Rogers Park area. When it comes to my childhood,
Young Pappy.
What's up?
Young Pappy.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people, you know, if you didn't know, now you know. Chicago hip hop originated in the north side of Chicago.
I don't know about all that, man.
Look. I'm just saying what I'm saying. You can fact check that. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fact check that. I just can't be putting that out on the 290
so.
On the 290.
Look.
This is a 290 West Side show, so I just can't put that out without research.
The truth hurts.
So I ain't gonna call. I ain't gonna say you lying. I just gotta do research, man. So
hey, man, this is accredited by
to be continued, viewers and listeners.
Yeah, you know, I'll let them accredit it. All right, I'm not speaking out of my ass. But you know, when it comes to my childhood, you know, it was a little rough. You know, like there's a lot of. You know, lived in a family where there's a lot of domestic violence, a lot of alcoholism, a lot of, you know, trying to survive in that mode. Even though I was in the north side of Chicago, you know, shit still happens. Just because we're in a safer area doesn't mean you're in a safe household, right? That's kind of where my life was at, in a sense. You know, and all throughout that, going to school, even then, like going to elementary school, charter school, and, you know, with CPS, you know, I was always the odd one out. So, kind of trying to play to my strengths when it comes to that now. But yeah, my childhood was like filled with a lot of drama, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of flight or fight mode, a lot of, you know, you gotta survive and kind of in that kind of sense. And even like trying to like protect my family in that sense, like protecting my mom, especially my little sister at the time. That's something I really had to do back in the day. So when it comes to my childhood, you know, family was shit, school was shit. You know, but I was still trying to be a positive impact even when I was a little kid.
That's why we're not just gonna gloss over that, because I want to know how in between you know what I'm saying, experienced the domestic violence in the home and you know, like you said, being an outcast and stuff like that. How did you come out from the other end of that, talking about I just want to make other people happy and brighten up other people's days? Like, some people would just be like, fuck everybody. My family wasn't shit. Fuck everybody. This happened to me. What kept you in that good mind space?
You know, there's two things. There's two paths of life. When you're in a situation, any situation where you have trauma in your life, there's two paths where you can take. Can you take the path of continuing that cycle and then becoming that yourself, or you can take a different path and see where it goes from there. Take the unknown path. Take a path you're not comfortable with, but you might get more fulfillment from. That's the kind of path I took. And reason being is because, like I said, I had to protect my mom. I had to protect my sister. So, and I was raised in a mainly female household because of that, because my father was working a lot, but then when he'd come home is when the shit would begin, right? So, you know, being that I had a more feminine touch in that sense because of that, I feel like I was able to be more vulnerable as a person and will really want to be able to help people rather than hurt. You know, I feel like that's something that Like I said, that perpetual cycle happens, right? If one of your family is the abuser, you eventually become the abuser if you don't do anything about it, right? If you repress that shit down, it's gonna come back up, and unfortunately that's just how it goes, right? So I think the reason why I really wanted to help people is because I don't want to see anyone else in pain like how I was in pain. I think that's the biggest thing. Simply put, like why would I want to have anyone else endure something that I've had to endure, right? And it's something that I feel like that's also glossed over. I feel like, a lot of people have different types of pain in their lives, yet they just push it down until it comes back up, and then, you don't realize the person that you've become. And I don't want to be that person. So I think that's the biggest reason.
And I definitely think you got your head on straight, because just for an example, my father wasn't the best father. So like whenever I had kids, I'm gonna be the total opposite. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna keep that going. So I definitely understand where you're coming from.
It's scary, man, because sometimes I think like, oh man, what if I become a shitty father? It's like, oh, what if I develop the patterns?
Then that's your fault. 100%,
that's why, you know
firsthand what it's like.
Right, exactly. And like that, I guess that's the biggest thing. That is my biggest fear. I don't want to do that to my kids at all, my future kids whatsoever. And I don't want any of them to go through that. And that's and it's a lot about working on yourself. A lot of people are afraid to work on themselves because they don't know what they're gonna find on the other side. They don't know what lies ahead of them.
Well, they're scared of the truth.
Yeah.
They're scared to admit that my family might not be, like everybody else's family. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and that's one thing, you gotta let go of that pride. I think that's a big thing. Let go of the ego, because it's not gonna take you anywhere. 100%.
Okay, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you letting us into your life, man. That's real dope, man. Appreciate the openness, man. You coming through the show. So let's get to some music, man.
Okay.
What in the midst of all this, man, you're going through a lot. What role is music playing in your life at that point to as you got older?
Music was an escape, 100%. Like if you're feeling like shit, you're feeling like you are the only person in the world who feels this way. Music will help with that. Music will make you feel like, I'm not the only person who's felt this way. There's been multiple people who's felt millions of people who's felt this way. And music for me was a deciding factor to really pursue this as a career. I was originally supposed to become a doctor, fulfill the Indian stereotype. Fuck it, right? I had two choices. And I kind of decided in high school what I wanted to do is either go into neuroscience or cardiology or oncology, something ology, or go through music. Either way, what I wanted to do was help people. Like I said before, like I've said 3 times already. I either can help people physically with their ailments, do some research, see what the brain's all about, or I could focus on healing people mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And I think that is a much, as important as the physical side is, I feel like spiritually healing people, emotionally helping people, mentally helping people is a much more fulfilling feeling, quite honestly. I feel like that's something, doctors can touch your body, but music can touch your heart. I feel like, and that's something, unless you're a cardiologist surgeon, then, maybe you can touch their heart too, but not in that sense. But that's the route I wanted to take. And that's where music plays so much emphasis in my life, because being bullied in school, and then going back to a very dysfunctional household, feeling like I'm the odd one out in every situation, even in religion, like in my community, I was still the odd one out, I was just a weird kid. I still am a weird guy, but here, shit, you gotta embrace your weirdness and embrace your uniqueness, because that's how you get far in life. You don't
nobody likes a copycat.
Nobody likes a copycat. No one likes that. But yeah, that's where I lie with music. When no one was around, music was. Okay.
So if you don't mind me asking, so early, what exactly was you listening to that you were gaining an emotional connection to? What artists, what songs? I know back in my not infancy, but when I was coming up as adolescence, my man. So I listened to a lot of Eminem, man.
Same here. Eminem, my first song I listened to from Eminem was Smack That.
Oh yeah,
Akon. Yeah, that's the first song I listened to, and I was like 9-10 years old. I'm like, oh yeah, no idea what it meant. I was just listening to it like, this is cool. And then in middle school, I remember one of my friends back in the day introduced me to Eminem fully. First song I listened to him exclusively was Bagpipes from Baghdad.
Oh man, this showing my damn age, man. Because the first time I listened to Eminem was the Eminem Show.
Eminem Show? Yeah, what was that? Relapse was that album, right? That had that particular song. Yeah, that's. Yeah. So I listened to Bagpipes from Baghdad, and I was kind of hooked from there, and then I just got fully into his discography. Then I kind of went to Lil Wayne, then I went to Drake, Big Sean, Mac Miller, now it's at Denzel Curry, did I say Big Sean already? Whatever. And a bunch of other artists, and then, kind of slowly started going to the R&B side more recently, but it's been very heavy on hip-hop, very heavy on melodic hip-hop, lyrical hip-hop, and, just a bunch of niches in between, all the fusions in between.
Okay. Before I get into the next part of your story, I want to know, what are you listening to right now? If I'm scrolling through your playlist,
give me
5 artists I'm going to see.
The Weeknd, Saba, Roy Woods, Aryan Shah, and Darcy. The last 2 are more smaller artists, but I feel like I've gotten a lot of inspiration from them, especially the past year and a half. Mm-hmm. So 100%, yeah.
And if you could rattle these off your top of your head, give me your top 3 of all time.
Top 3 of all time artists?
Yes.
All time. Oh man. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna put Eminem at number 3 just because, low key, my opinion, everyone's got him. He kind of ruined his legacy. In my opinion, the last few albums, I can't connect with them. I feel like he's more about, I want to be more technical. There's no soul in it anymore, in my opinion, right? That's why he's at number 3. I put him there because he was still the reason I'm doing this, right?
That's because he can't rap about the shit he used to rap about. He rap about that shit now, he going to get canceled.
That 100%, yes. Yeah, 100%. Number 2, I'm going to have to say, put me on the spot here, man. Of all time.
I took it from 5 to 3.
Yeah, 5 to 3. 5 would have been easier. I would have said no order. Number 2, honestly, when it comes to how I've been inspired now, The Weeknd. Love The Weeknd. A lot of inspirations come from him in the past year and a half as well.
What is it specifically about The Weeknd that inspires you?
The way he's able to use his voice, modulating his voice, the lyricism behind what he talks about, how dark his lyrics can be, but how uplifting the beat can be. You would think that it's not, you think it'd clash, but it works so well when you're dancing to his music, but then when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, damn, this is depressing. All right, it's just like you got 80s synth pop with like just, life is nothing, everything's meaningless, blah 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 blah. You're like, what's going on, Number 1, honestly, if you're going straight off the bars, straight off just like hip hop in general, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, I was finna cut you off. I thought you was finna say Drizzy.
No. I said straight off the bars, man. Okay. He's got commercial hype. That's cool. He's the biggest artist of all time, but that doesn't mean he's the best artist. I feel like he going kind of commercial too, man. Giving people music every 5 years and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you
used to do concerts in the projects, man.
What? But you don't be making money in the projects, do you?
Right, but I feel like that J. Cole holding on to music, you know what I'm saying? People, I kind of feel like it's a little prima donna-ish, man. Just
for Kendrick,
just a tad bit,
just a tad bit. I mean, you know what? I've been,
because the influence you are, the people are waiting for it. You know what I'm saying?
I will say, after Damn was probably his most commercial album, I believe. And I think for good reason, because he wanted to have a bigger audience, a bigger pool.
Yeah, for sure. That's inevitable. If you're a great artist.
And he's went through what, Section 8, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, blah blah blah, like all of them, all like underground. To Pimp a Butterfly lyrical.
Is definitely a classic.
T-Pac's great. Oh yeah,
it's probably my only Kendrick project I ever listened to.
Like no skips.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not just a fan. It's just a style, the sound. Just not me personally, but
that makes sense. It's a very unique.
Everybody
style.
has their own preference. So, getting back to you.
Yes.
Getting back to why we here.
Good old Noor.
Noor. Okay, so you vibing with the music, man. 100%. You coming up. When were you like, I'm gonna write a song and I'm gonna go just what instant was that? Did somebody walk in and you in the shower singing a song? Like, hey, you need to go to the studio. What started it all? Yeah, what started, like, cause it's a step, it's a process to make a song, you know what I'm saying? It takes work, it takes effort, it takes research. So And what was the instance where you was like, I'm finna take this time and research and make a song?
I'm glad you asked because it really started like I think after the summer before I became a freshman in high school. One of my friends in the neighborhood, he was rapping and stuff, or we were like freestyling, and we had like plastic green mic that we were freestyling on, just like barbecue. This is when I was in the burbs too, like but just fucking around and shit. And he was joking. I was saying, like shit, we can be rappers. Why not? I'm like, yeah, why not? And then we both made a song. And completely honest, it was complete garbage, as is the first time around, unless you're super talented like that. But it was 100% garbage.
Okay, y'all just made a song. Was this a cappella? Was you beating on garbage cans?
It was just like
on an MP3 player.
You know what? We used Reaper, like the soft audio software Reaper.
It's the hood, man. Don't worry about nothing you hear outside here, man.
You're good. We used Reaper, found a random beat on YouTube. We're like, all right, we're rocking with this. I think it was probably like instrumental of another song. I think it was One Train with A$AP Rocky and all them. I think it was that particular song that we made a track to. And like I said, complete, garbage. But at the same time, it was a good stepping stone to realize like, oh man, I really want to do this. I really love doing it. And I'm passionate about making this type of music. So yeah.
Okay. So I want to go back to this first song.
Yeah.
I want to talk. What was the subject matter like? What was you talking about in this first song?
Oh man. It's talking about how much of the shit I am. Just just random shit like, oh, I got bitches, I got money, but I'm out here after graduating middle school. Just talking about some dumb shit like that.
With bedtime.
Yeah.
Time to go to bed.
Yeah, for real. We're just talking about with like prepubescent, like didn't have getting my voice cracks and stuff. I was just talking about random shit, just talking about that.
Okay, and what did you do with the song? Did you share it on Facebook or MySpace at the time? Did you
definitely shared it on Facebook. Definitely mass texted a bunch of people on my Facebook list.
That takes confidence, man. For your first song,
confidence or foolishness is the question.
Yeah, true. We gotta put that on the scale.
Yeah, right.
What was the reaction, man?
A lot of people left me on red. That's the reaction I got.
A lot of people left me on red. A lot of people didn't even open it.
I mean, you know what, bro? Like, that's the thing. Like, when I got into high school and stuff, and I was like really just vocal about like, yeah, I'm a rapper, I'm a hip hop artist. This is what I'm doing. Everyone was clowning me. Everyone was clowning me. It is what it is. I was the typical Indian nerd who was really good at school. And I was like I said, at the time I was in the burbs, full of white people. And they were just like, they're already racist to me in a sense. I'll give you an example. When Osama bin Laden died, a lot of people come up to me saying, "Dang, your dad died." I'm like,
yeah,
100%.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
Damn. Like, good thing it's fun being Muslim. It's fun being Muslim in America.
That's wow.
Like, I wish it was a one-off instance too. No, it was multiple people.
I don't know how I would react.
You just do. You just
trying to go to a new place in my life. You know what I'm saying? But that sounds like a trigger, man.
I wasn't hard like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't like, oh, you what the fuck you call? I was a short motherfucker. I was like middle school. I was like 4'8".
Oh yeah.
I was short. I'm average now, thank God. Better than be. It's better to be 5'8", 5'9" than to be 4'8". You know what I'm saying? But hey, look, like I was that kind of kid. And I was a weird kid anyway, because my parents would be on some dumb shit and be like, hey, put like this hair oil that looked like and like it was like red consistency. It was red and it was like oily. It would drip down and people would be like, "Oh, it's chicken blood." So like I was just like, "All right,
man, what the hell,
bro?" When I tell you that I was the odd one out, I was the odd one out. But at that point, I was being clowned on. Like, everyone used to make fun of me. Even in my religious community, people made fun of me. I was a laughing stock of a lot of particular mosques in my area, in Chicago and Naperville and like everywhere else. But I still kept on going, like, even though that was your initial reaction, I know there's people to this day that have that listened to my music in 2013, and that's all they've listened to, and that's how they still look at me. And if they still look at me that way, they're fucking idiots, because at that point it's been 10 years. I didn't even realize. You know what the funny thing is? I've been taking vocal lessons the past year and a half.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I've been doing really good. I didn't realize how high of a range I have. I was looking up where my notes lie and looking at other artists. I have the exact same range as The Weeknd. Mm-hmm. The same length and what kind of notes he hits. And I just got perfected. So, like, you know, and you kind of heard at the performance, you know, I was hitting the notes. I was getting soon. Up there, you know? So,
before or after this interview, we don't know yet. Right. False. But coming soon.
Right, coming soon. But, you know, I don't even remember what the question was.
No worries, because it kind of walked into another question that I came up with as you were talking. If you don't mind, I like to talk more about your culture and your support system. Yeah. So, it sounds like, was it a strict household?
If I left the driveway, I get a call.
So, talk to me about now with you doing music. Yeah. Are they receptive? Is it what's it like sharing your music with your family? Or is it just something that's separate?
I mean, I share my music with my family. They really ask more now than they have before. I chose the perfect time to tell them I was gonna go to college for music, and that's when my parents were getting a divorce. They had other shit to worry about. Yeah. So I was just like, all right, cool. Hey, y'all throwing this shit out? I'm gonna go for music. I'm going to Columbia. Gonna get in a lot of debt. It's okay. But now, you know, I had to convince my mom first almost, and I think she realized that I was gonna go places with music when I was 18. I actually got the opportunity to get flown out to Dubai at the World Trade Center and perform over there. It's part of my community
Dubai
as well.
Shit, man.
Yeah, it was lit. You know, it was a good time. You know, they paid for my flight, they paid for the food, accommodations. You know, cool. It was really cool. And I was there for like 10 days. I only performed for like 10 minutes, but like, you know, I was just fucking around and, you know, just at the deserts and, you know, doing bashing and stuff. You know, looking at belly dancers and like, you know, had the hookah on my hand and, you know, it was really fun. But culturally speaking, once again, it was really, you know, it was difficult at first. Found the right timing. Of course, they're always skeptical. Jesus Christ. Concerned.
Yeah,
I can't
for sure.
Right now. Concerned about where the security of my finances lie in the future, right?
Of course.
But no, you know, I know me, and I know when it comes to my book smarts, when it comes to just my drive, I know I can find something somewhere else, right? I felt like that was too, and I don't even mean to sound braggadocious in that sense at all, but I feel like that shit's too easy. You know, I can have an office job, get paid $50K a year, work 9 to 5 for the rest of my life, and then die. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather be dumb, foolish enough, confident, you know, maybe cocky enough to go for something that's one in a million, like music. And simply put, you know, I could never imagine myself living that type of life, 9 to 5. I can't do it. You know, I've done it. Like I've been doing it now because I've had to. You got to pay the bills. You got to invest in yourself somehow. You got to get the money for that. But knowing that I've been doing this for a few years now, I know for a fact I don't want to do it for the rest of my life. I don't want to wait till I'm probably by the time I'm 70s, when they'll probably increase like the time for retirement. It used to be 65. It's like 67 and a half right now.
I don't even know if it's still retirement. You know, they talking about pensions drying up and
no
shit.
pensions.
Like, you gotta save your damn money, man.
No 401k. R.I.P. to you. You know,
I'm definitely quitting. They taking that shit.
Yeah.
But this
economy.
This what I want to ask you. So you go from recording on Reaper and stuff to what you just perform now. So when were you like, it's time to go to the studio? Did you Google where's the studio? How did you?
I got recommendations from that one guy I was working with, Soundscape Studios in Chicago. That was the first studio I've ever been on. R.I.P. It closed this year. After so long. Yeah, on West Chicago Ave. I think I was like 16, 17 when I had like around 2014 or something like that when I first went there. And at the time I was working at the mall, like during winter break and summer break, 70 hours a week, 80 hours a week. Christmas hours, I was working 16 hours a day, every day, 2 weeks in a row.
You work at Toys R Us?
I worked at a. Just imagine the most typical
you want to send help us, man? No.
Just imagine the most stereotypical brown, like Indian person job at the mall, and I was doing it.
I don't
Cell phone accessory kiosk. Hey, look, I'll say it for you. Don't cancel yourself.
But I want to say it, man.
All right, go for it. Let me
Dunkin' Donuts.
Huh? No, not Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. Not Dunkin' Donuts. Like, you know, like those stands in the middle of the mall?
Yeah, I know exactly.
That's where I was working
about.
at.
Yeah.
So, cell phone accessory stands. Yeah. Those fake chains and fake watches, like the really gaudy type, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I worked at those. I worked at all run by Indian folks, of course. I worked at what's it called? Proactive. I worked at like just a bunch of carts for $8 an hour. Working like.
What was the experience like, man? Because you have to
have
to deal with the public, man. You got to be an awesome man to deal with the public, man. Because especially in the mall, because you literally get 100 different personalities coming up.
That's
to you.
true.
Man.
I mean, I like to, and I guess it's not a good thing that this happened to me, but being that I've come through an environment where I've had to like adapt and like be like a chameleon almost. I can shift not shift personalities, but code switch. You know what I'm saying?
You can adapt.
Yeah, if I'm with a certain group of people, I'm say things a certain type of way, right? When it comes to that, I'm sure y'all heard of code switching on TikTok. I'm sure it's like, oh, you're at work, you got your white people voice. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. Like, hi, how are you doing today? Rather than like, hey, yo, what's up? Like two different things, right? So at the mall, you can meet all different types of people. The best way to connect is to speak their language, right? And I think that's and just being nice, being personable, being friendly. No one's if someone's gonna be an asshole to someone who's like nice, kill them with kindness and go on with your day, right? Many people might not be able to do that. Many people might be like, hey yo, let's throw some hands right now. Like we'll be we'll duke it out
right
in the food court, like whatever. But for me, I'm just like, let things go. I'm not, that's not even my concern. My concern is making this goal, $500 goal, $1,000 goal for the day, whatever it was, and I'm going to go to someone else who's interested and make some money.
Was you really selling $500 in phone cases?
I was.
Really?
Others, not that much. Oh, yeah, bro. My first day, I remember I made like, at this one cart, I remember the owner was like, yeah, we barely make $250 a day on this cart. First day, I made $750 for them.
Yeah.
At $8 an hour, blasphemous.
That's crazy.
Disgusting.
And I asked that because I used to buy my cell phone cases from the middle of the mall before I was a Amazon Prime.
Yeah, before you got them for $5.
Before I was an addict, you know what I'm saying. So what I wanted to ask you, did you have the best phone case and best chain in the mall? I just gotta ask you
100%.
that. You got the biggest
100%.
chain, the spinning G-Unit chain.
The biggest, yeah. Got the greenest neck of my life. You know what I'm saying, bro? Just. I didn't have the chains. I had the watches.
Okay.
I liked the really big faces. Like I just wanted to flaunt it, and like we were selling them for like $85. You know what the cost price is? $10. $10. We were finessing. That's what we do at malls. We finesse. That's what it is. If a person,
I'm gonna have to clip this shit, man. I'm gonna put this shit out right now.
Hey, don't cancel me.
All them chains you rappers win, man.
Hey, look. If you had a chance to finesse, you would too. We had to. I had to.
Hey, that's not finesse. It's called a profit, sir.
We're increasing profit margins. That's the way to say it. We're not finessing.
It's called getting in the green, margins.
Man. I didn't see any of that. I was still getting paid $8 an hour.
Man.
But even with cell phone cases, people started like $30 for a phone case.
Right.
People are gonna be like, "Nah, I'm not gonna pay that." Okay, so the next question is, what's your budget? I got $20. All right, cool. I would have sold it for $10 if you asked. But you didn't ask. You said $20. I'm gonna sell it to you for $20.
I'm finna go get a new phone case tomorrow.
Like
this phone case is $50.
Right.
I only have $4.99, sir.
Nah, they're not gonna do it for less than $10. I'll tell you that. But tempered glass, the things they put to your things doesn't break.
Yeah.
You know how much that costs? Like 25 cents to $1. You know how much we sell it for? As high as we can. $20 to $40 is the range.
I think I need to investigate and open an online store, man, and just
drop shipping, just do all of that, just ship it over, sell the tempered glass and stuff.
Man,
it's cheap.
Yeah, man.
But like mall culture is dead now. Like no one goes because of Amazon Prime. No one's going to the mall, so like it's a dying business. Unfortunately, it is what it is. My mom tried to start up a business like that, selling cell phone cases. She tried to make her own niche, selling like wooden cell phone cases, which is really cool. It looked really cool, but like. Foot traffic's not there anymore. It hasn't been there for a long time. And speaking from a guy who's worked at the mall for so long, like from age 15 to like 21, I've seen it go downhill real quick, especially because of Amazon, the pandemic. No one wants to go anymore. Why would you go when you can just go online, go on your phone, be like, all right, I got it.
I literally only go for shoes at this point.
Exactly.
At this point.
You want to go for stuff that might be fake if you get it online. Shoes, it might be fake if you get it online. You want to get the real stuff.
Man, you don't know what nothing is now. You can buy fake anything online,
That's
man.
True. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You can buy fake money online. So buy fake money with real money.
Right.
It's crazy world we live in. But okay, let's get to the music, man.
100%.
Before I get you up out of here, man. Just talk to me about what you got going on right now, man. If somebody click on to one of your pages, what can they expect? What kind of let me make this more specific.
Sure. Okay.
Who do you make music for?
You know what? I'm a bio. I'm gonna say the same thing I put in my bio. I make music for people who want to feel enlightened. Like I said, I want to try to spread as much light as I can to anyone who wants to resonate with it. The people I make music for is for people who, wants to, in days where they want to just enjoy and just bop to something, or other days where they really want to listen to the lyrics and understand what I'm trying to say and be like, damn, that's some real ass shit, right? It's for everybody, but specifically, it's for people who's gone through stuff. It's for people who, want to know what's real, but also want to catch a vibe. Like I said, like how The Weeknd does, makes depressing ass songs, and he makes it sound so uplifting and upbeat. That's kind of what I do. Sometimes I'm more uplifting, sometimes I'm more down, sometimes I'm more aggressive, sometimes I'm more chill. I make a little bit of everything because I really want to be, I really want to cater to a big pool of people, just because I want to be relatable. I want to be able to, like I said, spread that light some way, somehow. So yeah.
Okay. So and still speaking in that same vein, when you're creating music, especially, you know what I'm saying, because the last few artists I asked that question to, the answer was for myself, you know what I'm saying. So it kind of, this next question I asked them kind of throws, you know what I'm saying, like a monkey wrench in the discussion. So I always be like, so when you're creating music, do you instinctively be like, I gotta have a song for the ladies, I gotta have one for the club, I gotta have one for late nights, you know what I'm saying?
It used to be that way. It used to be that way until I really found my sound. I think the past year and a half especially, I've been, like I said, taking the vocal lessons. I have given less thought about what other people would enjoy, because now I know what other people enjoy is me being genuine.
For sure.
Right? And so now I go to the studio with nothing in mind. I have no lyrics down. I heard the beat the day before. I'm like, all right, let me get some melodies. Or, whatever it may be, right? And then I'll be like, okay, now I got a frame of reference. I don't know what lyrics I'm gonna put, but I'm gonna put something, whatever I'm feeling. I apologize for that. There we go. But yeah, to answer your question, it is more for, I make music more for the people, but I'm more genuine and in tune with myself, and I know that will be for the people, if that makes sense.
I feel you, man. So what's the goal? What do you hope to? What do you go to the studio for? What do you make music for? What do you hope to get out of it?
Honestly, I would be lying if I said it wasn't for, the credibility, the validation, accolades, blah blah blah, right? Every artist wants that. We all have an ego. We all have that selfishness. But at the same time, there's people who are that way and then do it only for that, and there's people like myself who, yes, we want that shit too. Of course we do. But I also want to make a bigger positive impact in the world that, that can really help. Like I said, going back to my point, either choosing medicine or music, I chose music because I want to heal people spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and really just resonate with you as the listener. And I want to make sure that whatever you're listening to, whatever you're going through, I can have something for you to help you in your process in life. Whatever spiritual awakening you're going through, whatever, challenges in life you're going through. At the end of the day, what my music is about is saying fuck all that, going through it, going after those hurdles, going after those obstacles, pushing them aside, and going straight to the goal. And that's my biggest thing. And it's kind of like, oh, if I can do it, you can, right? It takes years of work. I'm not even where I want to be, and it's been a decade I've been doing this, but I found myself in a position where I can really propel myself now because I found myself through my music. And I know now, from this point forward, that I'm going to be at a place where I can't even imagine thinking about like 10 years ago. And it'll be because of my fans. It'll be because of you new listeners, new fans coming to me saying, oh, okay, I like what he's talking about. Let me see what he's about. And, going forward from there, right? Hopefully you'll see me in the big leagues. We'll see, right? Let me get that double XL freshman list. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Man, because you're definitely working. And it's another thing I want to talk about real quick before you go is, you know what I'm saying? I just want you to talk about the investments that you've made, you know what I'm saying? Just from me on the outside looking in,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I research everybody
Yeah.
before they come, you know what I'm saying? Just perusing through your social media,
Yeah,
your music
100%.
and stuff like that. I can tell that you invest into into your craft. So, but that's not something a lot of artists do. They think they just make a song and upload the link and with no artwork or anything like that. So where did you learn that difference where it takes you actually have to put in to get an outcome?
I guess it was more so if you want to be taken seriously, you gotta be serious. And that's why I was working like 100 hours a week in the winters and the summers, for $8 an hour, because that was gonna be put into something as an investment as a person. Like I could have spent it on shoes, I could have spent it on whatever the hell. I could have gone to a lot of trips, and done a lot. I could have, I think at this point in the past 10 years, especially in the past 3 years, I've invested 5 figures, 100%, probably at least 30K. 30. That, like the last 2 songs I probably put in $3,000, $3,500 that I've done. And that's just studio time, artwork, marketing, and stuff like that. But I've always, you're like 30.
I'm gonna say, because I could do your studio time, I can do your artwork, you know what I'm saying? You just give me fat, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, studio time's expensive. I think, well, you know what now? Because like back in the day, I think for one song, I probably did an hour and a half of studio time. So I would come in with 3 hours, right? Because do 2 songs.
That's kind of like another first, you know what I'm saying? A lot of artists I talk to, they're like, man, the studio expensive. So I ask them how they come. They be like, I come with everything already ready, so I can. But a lot of artists, they specifically say, I don't go to the studio, you know what I'm saying, and basically freestyle because it costs
it's expensive.
Too much,
it costs money to do it. And this is what I learned though. And I'm lucky and blessed enough to be able to be in a position where I was able to save a certain amount of money per month from my job. Mm-hmm. I think like every month I probably put in like $700 towards the music just to have like, all right, this is for my music specifically. Not a lot of people can do that. I understand. It is what it is. But back in the day, it wasn't like that either. That was pretty recent, right? But like now, for one song, I'm probably gonna put in 10 hours in a studio session.
10 hours.
10 hours for one song, because I want
your album's gonna come out like Kendrick, man.
But that's why, like, once you hear "Running," my song that came out on January 6th, you'll hear that. Like, it used to be 1.5 hours. You can hear how that sounds. You can hear how a 10-hour song sounds, right? 10 hours in studio time, not in elapse, right? Not in minutes elapsed. Jesus Christ, I apologize.
Man, that's Def Jam, man.
Yeah, for real.
No, so let me ask you this. I know I keep saying let me ask you this.
You're
man.
good, yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here, man, soon. But so with you having that work ethic, how is it working with engineers? Do you have a specific engineer that you work with? Is it a specific group? How is that? Because I know some engineers like to work differently. Some engineers just want to record and mix without you there and send it to you. So
I'm very much a sponge. Mm-hmm. I'm very much a curious person. I ask a shit ton of questions to the point where it might annoy you. And that's okay. I'm also a very antsy person when I'm in the studio because I'm like, oh man, how is this one symbol in this one section in this one half of a second? How does that sound, right? I'm very anal about that. Trying to be a lot easier with that because that definitely hurts the relationship. But at first, soundscape was my thing. I used to work with 2 people specifically, Jabari and Aiden, or Boathouse, I should say, and they really helped me cultivate my sound. More recently, though, especially since Soundscape is closed, but a year before that, I worked with this engineer. His name's Jake Smith. He made both. He made the production. He's my engineer as well, and it's just a lot of synergy that we have together. And he's really, really helped just boost me up when it comes to me being an artist and making that switch from doing more lyrical hip hop to melodic hip hop or R&B alternative hip hop with hip hop elements. Even more so on the pop side, just because we're really utilizing my range as my vocal range. But that when it comes to the relationships, I've always asked questions. I've always asked like, "Is this good enough?" And it could be a confidence thing. But now, like I said, I'm realizing my own power. I'm realizing that I don't need to ask those questions because I know I'm able to get to that point. Now I'm taking more charge, but it's really more of us, bouncing off ideas off each other kind of time, which I really appreciate from Jake. So shout out to you, Jake. We're gonna make it. I swear to God.
Okay. I swear this is my last question.
For sure.
Okay, so I love your energy, man.
Thank you.
It seems like you got your head on straight, man. You don't let you overcome obstacles, and that's definitely dope. Is there ever an instance where you do make a song, record a song, and you don't like it? And if you do, what happens next?
This is where the strange relationships begin, because I listen to a song, and rather than thinking about all the good things about the song, I think about all the bad things about the song, even if it's the most minute, minuscule details. Literally the most. If you were the listener to listen to it, you would not hear them at all. But me as an artist, and I'm not even saying, oh, I'm the artist, blah blah blah. But me as a very analytical, almost obsessed individual, when it comes to my music, I will point it out, and then I'll hit up my manager like, yo, this blah 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 blah, and they're like, calm down, no one's gonna notice it. It's all right. If we can change it, we'll try something different, and we'll go from there. But you don't have to worry about that. So it's kind of more so talking myself down, like, all right, like, you're okay, Nurani. It's okay. The song is great. You're not gonna be perfect. That's a delusion itself. Being perfect is a delusion, right? So the song is good. It's gonna be great. Just do better than the next song. I think that's a bigger thing now.
How do you debut a song? Is it strictly with like your friends and family first, or is it straight online? Is it with
I definitely send it to like my close knit friend group, right? Probably like 5 to 10 people. They hear it first, right when I'm done recording it. I get their opinions and I get their feedback. If there's anything consistent, I'll work on that, because if it's consistent, then it's an issue, right? If it's something that's like subjective, it's like, oh, I would have liked this happening here, I'll take it into consideration. If I like the idea, then I'll definitely consider it and kind of implement it if that's the case. But after that, the release would be, online, going on different platforms like Submit Hub to get, playlist placements, or, pitching to Spotify, of course. Right now, my distribution is through The Orchard, which is a Sony affiliate. So, they do my sync placements and all that stuff if I get one. Fingers crossed. And it's all about making the connections to get to that point, right? Like saying, oh, I'm from, I got my shit at The Orchard. I got a Sony affiliate on me. It takes like the right people to make those connections, and also having those long lasting relationships. You want to make sure you're nice to people. Don't be a pushover, but be nice to people.
Don't be an asshole, guys.
Yeah, don't be an asshole. 100%.
For sure.
Lesson learned. Don't do that shit.
Before you go, man, tell the people where they can reach out to you on social media,
100%.
where they can find the music, where they can get to know you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mainly. It's gonna go off every 5 minutes.
Hey, Def Jam, they don't call more than 3 times, man.
Like I said, Running by Noor, myself, came out 2 weeks ago, January 6th. Might be more once we get this release. That's fine. Find me on Music by Noor, Noor. Mainly on Instagram. Once you go on Instagram, you'll find my link tree. Once you click on that, you'll find everything else. If you type in Noor Running on Spotify or Apple Music, Tidal, whatever, I'll be there. If you can't do that, type in Noor Phoenix. You'll find that too. That's my last EP that I dropped. That's where the more hip hop lyrical side is at. But yeah, I'm just happy just to say hello to my new fans, and hopefully you'll be with me throughout the way and see the improvement.
All right, man, for sure, man. Like I said, man, you definitely heading in the right direction. You definitely got a beautiful mindset on things in life, man. So keep that going on, and I'm pretty sure whatever goals you got, you're going to accomplish, man.
Appreciate you, man. I thank you for letting me be here.
Man, for sure, man. It's an honor. It's a pleasure, man. Can't wait to have you back, man, because like I 100%. Said, I see the investment. I see you working, so I know we're going to have plenty more to talk about, man. So enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you.
In a minute, gang.
Yeah.